Hello everyone, welcome to PTE Reading Filling the Blanks Real Exam Question Series. This is 28th video. In this series, it means that we have already discussed 27 highly repetitive questions, real exam questions which come in your exams, as well as tricks to solve them so that you can get them right. First things first, PTE is accepted for UK. If you want to study, work or settle in UK, you can go for PTE. And 90% of universities in Canada accept PTE, and a new test which is PTE Home has started. And if you want to apply for spouse visas, you can go for PTE Home. And my name is Bhrat Brij. I have scored a perfect 90 in all the 10 skills of PTE, and in this video series we discuss the hacks so that you guys can also crack your PTE, achieve your target score, whether it's 79, 65 or 58 in first attempt, because we do not want you guys to waste money on attempting PTE multiple times. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel because we post such informative videos on a daily basis. PTE reading is of 32 to 41 minutes. It means that you have to manage your time yourself. It is not scored out of 90, it is scored out of 47, and we will see the detailed scoring, and it has 5 question types. And today's topic, which is reading filling the blanks, is the second last question type in this order. So this is the real exam scoring. For reading module, you can see the total is 47 marks, and reading filling the blanks are of 15 marks in that. So if you are going to get 5 reading blanks, so it will be 5 into 3 marks. The total this way comes to be 15. Okay, so this is today's topic, and as usual I'm going to give you 30 seconds to skim through it, and then we will discuss it. Okay, so you know that first thing we do is we skim it. In skimming, we understand its gist. Gist means what is it is about overall. Then we understand the tone, whether it's a positive tone, negative tone, neutral tone, or academic tone. And then we understand its tense, whether we have to use present tense, past tense, or future tenses. Okay, so now let's skim it. There are a number of arguments in strict controls on advertising. For example, advertising products sold to suffer of using rather than gaining benefit. For example, it has been something a common. Overconsumption is obesity. Advertisement by fast food companies. Consumption of fast food. This is especially a problem when advertising is designed to children who are young, while the companies advertise responsibly. Minority who go beyond considered by advertising in negative ways, harmful product. It is vital that advertising should be strictly regulated, especially aimed at children. Okay, so this RFIB is related to advertisement, the harmful effects of advertisement, which is obesity, and how it should be regulated, especially when target market is your students. And another thing I always tell is that PT gives you 3 additional blanks. So if you are getting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, so it means that you will be getting 10 blanks in here. Okay, so now before solving, we go for parts of speech. For the blanks, we see which are adjectives, which are adverbs, nouns, verbs, because this piece of information is very helpful when we have to fill blanks. So authorities is your noun, however is your signposting word. Compelling reasons is, you can say, an adjective. It is not a verb, this is an adjective. Consequence is your noun. Demonstrated is your verb. Ethical rules, ethics are your adjectives. Lead is a verb. Likely, whenever something is ending with ly, it's an adverb. Majority is a noun. Persuade is your verb. Preferable is your preferable time, preferable place, so it is your adjective. Result is noun, therefore is your signposting word. And what does compelling means? Compelling means which cannot be resisted or overwhelming. And what does persuade means? If you are aware of self-pip, in self-pip we have a question type for persuasion, but over here persuasion means that you induce someone to do something through reason, or argument means you give reasons in your support and want that thing to be done. Okay, now let's start solving it. There are a number of something arguments in favor. Okay, so we know this is a noun. We are not going to understand the things. We are going to play with the basic rules. So if it's a noun, before noun you have to put some adjective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do process of elimination. In this we are going to eliminate all the wrong options and we are just going to keep adjectives. So let me quickly remove everything else and just keep adjectives over here so you guys will understand how easy things can get if you have correct knowledge of grammar. There are a number of dash arguments, and now we will fill one by one. Compelling arguments, yes, it makes sense. Preferable arguments, arguments cannot be preferable, so if we will eliminate it. And ethical arguments, no, when they are arguments they cannot be ethical. Okay, so we have just one blank which will be fitting over here. Whether you think that it will make sense or not, do not worry about this, because compelling arguments, the rest we have eliminated. We are just left with one blank which is compelling. Okay, so we are going to put compelling over here. Now for example, advertising can something to products. Now we have to see again grammar usage, what can be easily fitted with to. So we are going to see can do something. Okay, can be done. Okay, so we have an idea that you are going to use a verb over here. Okay, so we are going to use one. Now we can do, can eat, all are examples of your verb. So we are going to eliminate everything else and we are just going to keep verb over here. So we are just left with persuade, demonstrated and lead. Okay, for example, advertising can demonstrate it to, doesn't make sense. Advertising can lead to, yes, it makes sense. Lead to is a phrase. Okay, lead to, okay, this can lead to this. Okay, this makes sense. And whatever is left, persuade to, no, doesn't make sense. So that's how we did solve this blank on the basis of our process of elimination and grammar rules and parts of speech. So that's why knowledge of grammar is of utmost importance for cracking your reading. So we have put lead over here. Now let's move to the next one. Sold to people who suffer as something of using them rather than gaining benefit. Okay, who suffer as a something as a result. Okay, right, this is a phrase, as a result we use it and we have result over here, and that's why we are going to put up over here as a result of using them. This is how we speak, like you, as a result of this, this happened. Okay, tells that people have suffered instead of gaining benefit from advertisement. For example, it has been something that a common something of the overconsumption of fast food is obesity. Now it has been. Now again we are going to use grammar rule. You have been doing this, you have been eating this, it has been shown, it has been done. So got idea, the verb will come over here. So we are quickly going to eliminate everything else except keeping verbs here. So we have just two verbs left, demonstrated and persuade. Okay, so and now we are going to put this demonstrated over here. For example, it has been demonstrated. Okay, yes, it makes sense. For example, it has been persuaded. No, you do not want thing to get some action done, but it's given as an example, and demonstration is always used with example. So for example, it has been demonstrated. Okay, now we are going to see the next blank, that a common something of overconsumption of fast food is obesity. Common what? Side effect you can say. Okay, or result, or you can say a common example. Let's say So what are these words? Okay, these words have negative connotation, and then let's see which have negative connotation. Authorities, no. However, no. Ethical cannot be negative. Likely, majority, persuade, preferable cannot be negative. Therefore cannot be negative. So we are just left with one blank, which is consequence, and it makes contextual sense also that a common consequence is the result, okay, side effect, negative result. Common consequence of overconsumption of fast food is obesity. So we are going to put consequence over here. See, we are solving blanks. We are not reading, understanding what does it means. We are just using our grammar rules, basic English stuff to solve reading, filling the blanks. This is especially a problem when advertisement is designed to something children who are too young to make fully informed decisions for themselves. Okay. Now with two, I'm going to do this. I'm going to eat. I'm going to sleep. So what will be used? Your verb will be used. So using our process of elimination, we are going to remove everything except verb. And we have just one verb left, which can be quickly filled up over here, designed to persuade. Another trick with two, you cannot use any other form except gerund form or your base form of the verb. So this makes sense, to persuade people, right? To, you can say, enticing, or you are telling children with logical arguments to buy something, okay? Because they do not have the ability to make informed decisions. Moving on to the next blank. While the something of companies advertise responsibly, there is a significant minority who go beyond what can be considered something by advertising in negative ways or by advertising harmful products. Now you have to see, while the something of companies, most of the companies, what you say is most of companies advertise, there is a significant minority. So we are talking about a contrast here. So this is a contrasting statement, significant minority. So what is opposite of minority? We have a word which is majority, okay? And it also makes sense. It is synonym for your most. While the majority of companies advertise responsibly, there is significant minority who can go beyond what can be considered. Now we are going to see what can be considered by advertising in negative ways. Now what can be considered, how we fill by considered harmful, considered useful. All these are your adjectives, okay? So one thing, we are going to eliminate everything except adjectives. So ethical or preferable, what can be considered? Preferable doesn't make sense because we are talking about responsibilities. What is the synonym for responsibility over here? It is ethical. So we are going to put up ethical over here. What can be considered? Ethical. Okay, so that's why we are going to put ethical over here. What can be considered ethical by advertising in negative ways or by advertising harmful products. Now there is a comma, it's in the starting. More or less, if you know the rules for signposting words, this is shouting that it is a signposting word which is going to come. We have two signposting words over here, so we are going to eliminate everything else, which is therefore and however. Now let's see. Therefore is a continuation, it is building up the things, however it is a contrast, okay? Therefore it is vital, or however it is vital, that advertising should be strictly regulated. It is going to be therefore. Why it is going to be therefore? Because they are talking about some companies abusing or using it in negative ways. So it is the continuation as a result or as a consequence of that, which is a synonym for therefore. It is vital. So that's why we are going to put therefore over here. It is vital that advertising should be more strictly regulated by something, especially advertising aimed at children. How regulations take place in our countries or everywhere? Governments do, right? Organizations do. So what is synonym present here for government or organization? That is authorities, okay? So that's why we are going to fill authorities over here. Should be more strictly regulated by authorities, especially advertising aimed at children. Now let's see if all the answers are correct. Yes, all the answers are correct. So you see, if you have the basic knowledge of grammar, parts of speech, and process of elimination, you can easily solve your blanks. And these are some tips and hacks we teach to our students. Always remember you have 2 or 2.5 minutes to solve your reading filling the blanks, and in first 30 to 60 seconds you are going to skim the content, and in next 90 to 120 seconds you are going to look for clues. You have to find pointers and use process of elimination if you have doubts. And all these strategies which we teach to our students are validated and proven strategies. And what's the proof? Proof is in the ticker below. You can see some scores of our students who have achieved their target scores. And these are some scorecards where students have achieved a 90 overall also. This is our WhatsApp number 8699121121. You can WhatsApp us if you want to take online coaching, institute coaching, or if you have any question or doubt. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel because we post such informative videos on a daily basis. We give wings to your dreams.